Memphis Grizzlies have hired their new basketball coach. The Memphis Grizzlies finally filled their coaching vacancy by hiring Milwaukee Bucks assistant coach Taylor Jenkins. The Grizzlies will introduce Jenkins at a news conference on tomorrow. Taylor has an excellent coaching pedigree, and we're confident he will lay the groundwork of developing the young players in our roster while having the elite basketball acumen and forward-thinking positive vision to be a high-level NBA head coach. Zachary Z. Kleiman, the Grizzlies' executive vice president of basketball operations, said in a statement Tuesday. Memphis became the sixth and final NBA team to hire a new coach after firing J.B. Bickerstaff following the end of the season in April. Jenkins is going to be one of the youngest coaches. He's 34. Was Mike Budenholzer's assistant coach in Milwaukee this season and in Atlanta for 5 seasons. Jenkins becomes Memphis' fourth head coach since the Grizzlies chose not to renew Lionel Hollins' contract in 2013 after he led them to their lone West Conference final appearance. The new Grizzlies coach started in the NBA as an intern with the San Antonio Spurs basketball operations department during the 2007-2008 season after graduating from the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania with a degree in economics. Jenkins then was an assistant coach with the Spurs G League team, the Toros, and worked under both Quinn Snyder, now head coach of the Utah Jazz, and Brad Jones, who's now coach of the Memphis G League team. Jenkins was named head coach of the Toros for the 2012-2013 and led them to their first-round playoff victory. He went to Atlanta as an assistant coach to Budenholzer, then followed the head coach to Milwaukee, where the Bucks went an NBA best 60-22 this season before losing to Toronto Raptors in the Eastern Conference Finals. Memphis controlling owner Robert Parra fired Bickerstaff the day after he wrapped up his first full season on the job, and with the 33-49 Grizzlies missing the playoffs for a second straight year, Bickerstaff had been named interim coach in November of 2017 when David Fizdale was fired, but this time Parra chose to restructure the front office by adding basketball operations to President Jason Wexler's duties. Nope, I didn't get nothing. He also promoted Kleiman, 30, to executive vice president of basketball operations. Former NBA player Tayshaun Prince was later promoted to vice president of basketball affairs in late April, and former general manager Chris Wallace was moved to scouting. Memphis goes to the draft with the number 2 pick overall for the first time since 2009, looking for someone to pair with Jaren Jackson Jr., who was named to the NBA All-Star rookie team in May. The Grizzlies are rebuilding after tying their own NBA record for most players used in the season at 28 for a second year in a row and setting an NBA mark with 20 different leading scorers. Grizzlies also have to decide what to do with 31-year-old guard Mike Conley, who remains under contract for 2 more seasons and is due $67 million on the max contract he signed in July of 2016. Chandler Parsons still has a year left on his deal after playing only 95 games combined in the first 3 seasons. Memphis also has Dillon Brooks, who was limited to 18 games by injuries, and Kyle Anderson, who signed a 4-year deal last summer, is recovering from surgery on his right shoulder. The Grizzlies hope hiring Jenkins will be enough to persuade Jonas Valanciunas, acquired in the late February trade from Marc Gasol, to exercise his $17.6 million player option for the season. Thursday's the deadline for that option. So yeah.